Hey, how's everybody doing here? It is 11:31 on April 8th. um, I just want to go through some setups here that are kind of setting up, and we'll see if anything come out of it. All right, so I'm going to start with the futures here first. So SPA says got a nice 2-1 cooking in here inside on the 2 hour now. This 2 hour will end at noon. Okay, so we got a 2-1 inside there. Now, I'm not saying that I don't know if the rally's going to last. Crude is still hanging in there pretty good, but we'll see. All right, we'll see. So 2-1 setup here on the 2 hour, as you can see. All right, so we look for that 2-1-2 back up that we talk about a lot, right? We talk about 3-1-2s as well. All right, so here's your 30 right now, kind of not doing anything here, trying to come back up. And this is good because we're staying inside, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for this to stay for another 30 minutes. All right, so that's the SPY. That's what you got going on there. QQQ even gets a little bit better here with the 2-1 inside. I thought that was a 3, but it's not. 2-1 on the same setup here. There's your day. This is your biggest problem right now, is the fact that your day is still red. Okay, everything else is green above here, but this is a problem. All right, so this is the only thing that could potentially kind of stick it to us, if you know what I mean. All right, but 2-1 inside and coming back up on the 30s, as you can see. All right, and that's the Qs. And then we're going to go to the diamonds. And we diamonds are 3-1 inside, all right? So setting up for a 3-1 break. Now, this could be a simultaneous break if they all moved at the same time in that same time frame. All right, so that time frame right now is going to be the 3-1-2, and this would be our new bar coming in here on the 2, right? It's wherever we're going to come in at. All right, so we're looking for the 3-1-2-2 back up. All right, we'll see if, again, I mean, it could just as easily turn around and go the other way, but right now the futures are better. All right, so that's why we're looking at these. All right, so 3-1-2 on the diamonds probably the best, just because it's the outsider and just because I like them better. ARM has got a nice one cooking here. All right, 3-1. I like this one because it's on the lower end of the range. So look to see for the 3-1-2 if you could get that back up to the upside. I mean, the tech stocks are pretty good here, up 488 right now on these. So but it's going to take a real parade, all right, to get these things all moving. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but who knows, right? Boeing's got a nice setup here too with the 3-1 in there. All right, so another one. These are all kind of setting up for us right now. That's why I wanted to get in at 11:30 and get you guys a peek and see if you can get something on any of this. All right, so there is your Boeing and Cisco. Cisco stuck inside with the 3-1. All right, it's got the green day. All right, so it's got a better shot. All right, so I would rule out anything that's a red day probably, and just say there's no need for it. All right, if there's sellers in the day, then you should stay away. Hey, there's a rhyme. All right, so Cisco 3-1 setting up real nice inside there too. All right, what do I got after that? I got Qualcomm. You notice I'm sticking with tech here, all right, because we know that tech has been pretty good today. They came out hot. They kind of stalled, all right, but here's where we're at. All right, so Qualcomm trying to come back up on that month. All right, it's got a nice setup on the week here. Could go outside on the week if it made that move. All right, could go 2-3. All right, nice setup here on the 3-1 here. All right, wait to see this one starting to give it up a little bit. All right, and you got that red day, so be careful with that one. All right, Qualcomm, AVGO, AVGO. I believe we got a green day on that guy for sure, right? Close to getting back to green, but not quite there. All right, 3-1 set up there on the 2 hour. All right, another one with the 3-1-2. All right, well, right now the 3-1. All right, could be just go 3-1-1 and die, but we'll see. All right, D-Dog. I mean, I don't know about this D-Dog. Everybody has upgraded this stock. I'm talking everybody has upgraded this stock, and it just cannot seem to. I mean, everybody's patting this guy on the back and saying how great he is, but he just doesn't go. All right, so D-Dog here just crapped it out again now, coming back down, setting up with a 3-1. You got a real thick red day here, so be careful. All right, 3-1. See if anything comes of that. And then Marvel, MRVL, which we know we got a beautiful hammer day with the 2-1. All right, this probably and Cisco are probably the two best right now. I could give you there's a boatload of them. All right, I'm just trying to stick with tech. I would definitely look at a couple of our healthcare stocks. XLV is already taking the 2 up. All right, so this thing's moving up nicely here. All right, we'll see how long healthcare can hold up for. All right, we'll see about that. I'm gonna rattle through a couple other names here and see if anything else got the potential to take advantage of that. All right, Cigna's got the 2-1 inside there, but the day is kind of not in our favor. BIIB, you got the 3-2. Now this one could go 3-3 if it took all the way back up. Cardinal Health. Cardinal Health cooking there with the day green. Cardinal Health looking for that 2-1-2 back up. Now, when we open, though, we're going to come back in here somewhere, so they're going to have to do some heavy traveling to get up to there. All right, Humana. I'm just rattling through here. I like that Humana. The day could be coerced to turn green very easily. All right, especially if this thing flipped and started to take up. You would get that back up to green again. All right, so that one's not that bad. Travelers is great, but it already took the 2 up. TMO, that's a nice one, especially with the day here, like where it is right now, trying to get back up to those highs. It's $507 stock too, so be careful with that one. Pfizer, it's a little bit more in the price range. It is an inside day. All right, so it's going to be real hard. Even if you do take that 2-1-2 back up, you're still going to be, it's going to take a lot to get up to 27.67. That's about 50 cents or more. So I'm not going to go through all. Johnny John is 2, so we don't look at that one. I wanted to see where is there's Amgen. Anything there? No, 2 up there. One I wanted to see was Merck, MRK. See if anything's going on there. All right, Merck. Oh, Merck has already made the move. Forget about Merck. She's already gone. 122.60. Nice day here with the Merck moving. Boy, I'll tell you that. And as long as we're in there, let's take a look at our stocks. There's Emerson, okay? Nice move now, okay? Now we're 2-1 on the month, guys. We've been watching these stocks for a long time. Now the 3-2 up on the week. So what's the play here? The play here is in the monthly, okay? Now the quarter is just really nice inside there. You can see that right there, all right? So I would say that we wait here. We wait and see how this week finishes on Emerson. This has really come up nice here. all right, with the 2-1. I mean, you could get that 2-1-2 out of this thing today and even get some more out of this juice. So this has started to move up pretty good on us there. M. There's your triple M. Not as good, but Emerson is starting to set up too. So we're looking probably, guys, we'll be looking for this on the month reversal. Now, can we stay inside here for a whole month? We got a long time to go. It seems like it's a long time, but it's not. Let me tell you, it goes a lot faster than you think. So 3-1-2 could trigger green and get you back up on that one. So be careful with that one. And then we'll look real quick here. Central South Railroad. That's already 2-2 up on week, and we got the nice. This is the nice inside month, inside quarter right here. All right, Central South looking freaking better here. All right, now today it's stuck in the middle, but it's green. It's got a 2-1 coming back down right now. That could be an entry point where it starts to catch on to these guys, and if you catch on to those guys, then you're in good shape. All right, so we'll see on that move there. That might be worth looking at. Norfolk Southern, same way here. All right, you got the month, you got the week, and you got the quarter. All right, you got to do shooter down on days. So it's good. If this turned around, it would reverse things and get things back up. It's got to get back to 295.46. A little gamey there. I'd be careful on that one. Satellite stocks are down. They're not doing any. Sats has been just getting kind of knocked out today, so this is good. I see her starting to poke up her head right now. What's your big problem? You got this big red day outsider, all right? So don't try to fight that, okay? Just don't even try to fight that. We know that BKSY was a good day yesterday, up 10% on the BKSY. Just a massive move yesterday, and now kind of stalling out, and it deservedly so. It did a heavy lifting yesterday. It's up another 2%. All right, so this thing's really moved up pretty nice. ASTS is another one here, kind of stuck here right now. The day's red, and you're going to have to get up to 100 spot 66 to get that thing up. It's setting up a nice 3-1 there. All right, so keep an eye on that. I like the ones that are in tech. I like the ones that are in healthcare. And the industrials, I still think there's going to be some more coming in on industrials before we start to get those a little bit better yet even. All right, so I'm going to leave you there. We'll see if anything's come to fruition. If we do, I'll definitely show you at the end of the day if we get something. All right, so everybody just do your thing here. And we'll see what happens. Right now, the futures are trying to lift slowly here. And the crude is still hanging in there with the outsiders in green. All right, so we'll see what happens. Be good.